And welcome back everybody here to the 10-cent LPL Summer. We're in week 4, day 2 here of play as a YG take on IG for our second game here. My name is Pastry Time. I'm joined by Papa Smithy, and Papa, if you didn't watch it already, I guess you did because you were there. A great opening game to kick off this day between LMQ and PE.
And now we have effectively the matchup of Invictus Gaming against their old B team, against their old youth team, who recently renamed to Young Glory after qualifying for this tournament. Both teams coming off a loss. Invictus Gaming really struggling in the last couple of games. And it all comes back to PDD, I think, Pastry Time. Are we finally going to see PDD go Super Saiyan mode in that top lane?
That is really the question. It seems like when he's on, his team really rallies behind him and they can pull things out. And of course, when he's not doing so well, kind of the same story for the rest of IG. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see here. The bans, though, Twisted Fate and Nautilus to start things off for YG. Nautilus, Papa Smithy, has been banned.
You have to think these two teams are scrim partners, so maybe that's something that Illusion's been cooking up. And given Illusion's builds this tournament, that could have been a DPS Nautilus for all we know.
Illusion has been doing some funky stuff, I guess we'll say that.
And IG they won't believe that they lost yesterday's game as we see the Shyvana Respect van coming out against Young Glory here. I mean, IG would not have expected to lose that game yesterday. I was harping on about how strong their team comp was with the Karthus, with the Ryze, with the Vayne late game, but Positive Energy with a really high mobility comp just outplayed them in team fights, you have to say. So they're going to think, I don't know how we got here, but if we lose this game, they'll actually be lower than 50% win rate in this league, which would be shocking to them.
It would, especially for a team as experienced and has been around as long as IG. But as you said, the Shyvana there, the last man, Thresher on the other side there for YG. We've got Zach now there as the first pickup for Young Glory. Twitch Lysandra, the quick answer there for IG. And now it looks like Sona is going to get into the mix now as well. I have to say, I'm trying to remember if Zach was banned in our first game. I don't think he was, but he's certainly seen a lot of play. Almost always pick when he's available, and no surprise to see him snapped up first there for YG.
And look, he'll only get stronger on the 3.10 patch, which I have to imagine that we'll be moving to next week, just because then the new Spirit Visage just synergizes so well with him. The turret staying up longer just makes him even better in a 1v2 situation. Zach's here to stay, Pastry Time. He's going to be a mainstay of picks and bans.
Yeah, absolutely no surprise there. A very strong champion is Sona, and Ari are the next picks there for Young Glory. Over on the other side for IG, considering Evelyn and lock that in, and now Shen also getting considered here as well. So we'll see if they want to go for that one as well. I mean, not quite the super carry champion they might want to give PDD, but a solid champion is Shen most certainly, and they are going to pick it up here.
And it's a different thing. We've seen a lot of PDD Ryze, and he's been struggling on that champion. So just give him one of those tanky champions, give him an immovable top laner, so he can just go and split his lane, and then use his very smart team fighting to carry them through.
Yeah, I think giving PDD a champion where he can aggressively initiate, but isn't necessarily, maybe behind or gets in awkward lanes or has to really carry, can just solid, stay safe and farm and, really use those strong fundamentals that we've seen.
Play you back into form,
Yeah, I think so too, and this would be a very funky pick to round things out here.
We've seen
YG.
a few teams on the NA and EU side. I mean, of course, Gambit have been trying both the jungle and the top lane. Aatrox. I mean, he's a really strong champion. I of course, liken him to Tryndamere a lot, and then, of course, he's very auto-attack based and can be just that immovable lane bully. And he's locked in here. First appearance of Aatrox in the Summer LPL.
Yeah, you can see the little step there. Has not appeared, has not been banned, and has not won yet, of course, because he has not been in the LPL until now. And kind of funny that YG once again are picking a champion that I believe until now has not been picked at all, because Shyvana, I think when they first picked it, was the first time she'd ever been seen in the LPL as well. And
look, they took out those 2 victories, and then it felt like week 4 day 1 was almost a national day of mourning for Dragons, because 3 Dragons, 3 Shyvanas on the Rift, but none of the teams could win.
No, and she's seen a little bit of play here, and as we noted, the respect ban there for IG as well. But we'll see how the rest of it goes through. Zyra actually the last pick up here in support, curiously enough. So like that pick, they're coming out from IG as well. Going to give Xiaoxia something a little bit more aggressive. Pairs nicely with that Twitch in there as well. But we are moving into this game now. And we'll see what these two teams can cook up against each other. IG kind of struggling here, and YG definitely would like to continue a decent streak they've had here, actually. It looks like things are looking up for them, and unfortunately for IG, the opposite is the case, so they'd love to pick up a win here against, as you said, their former B teammates and probable scrim partners in there as well, so we'll see what they can get done here. Illusion moving out down towards the mid lane there, just going to see if we can scout things out. Very aggressive movement here from YG, and just to answer our question, I guess it's actually jungle Zac and top Aatrox is the way they've decided to lane those two. 2v2.
It's interesting to see them voluntarily choosing to have that Aatrox versus Shen matchup. I mean, Shen traditionally quite good against auto-attack based champions, and he can afford to start Doran Shield, go into the Sunfire, his other core tanky items, and do quite happily. But Aatrox, if he farms up, can be a really, really powerful team fight choice. I do like the IG comp here just because they've got that Twitch, so you know he's going to be at the 850 range, and it's a question of, can anyone close onto him? Zyra, 2 disengage spells, and the Strangle Thorns, and of course the Thorn Spitter, very, very strong there. The Lissandra, so much space control, Evelynn ultimate for more space control, and the Shen ultimate. A lot of frustration, a lot of amazing timing required to get to that Twitch.
Yeah, a lot of peel there for him. I mean, they've got good champions to get in. Aatrox is a good fighter if he can get in the mix, and he's got his Q
How's
to get
Aatrox
in as well.
getting to Twitch with all that disengage based?
I mean, I don't know. They've got Ari, they've got Zac, they've got Aatrox, 3 champions that can definitely get in there, but there may be too much there for IG. And I think a lot of the time when you see a Twitch, protecting him is very, very valuable, and it's no surprise to see that kind of come out there for IG. Looks like YG, by the way, actually doing a bit of counter juggling here. They actually 5-man roam. The blue buff just spawns now as well. And looks like Aatrox actually spots off IG. Can't really stop them though. In fact, maybe has to run away here from PDD, who's looking to maybe get a taunt going. But there is going to be blue buff. They picked up for Zac. Sizz will get that one. And looks like blue buff's going to go over to Evelynn there as well. In fact, Smite used there for E, but not used there for Sizz. So he's going to go to his red, hit level 3 at pretty much the usual timing. And Evelynn's going to be level 3 in just a short time after that as well.
A nice invade there. I mean, looking down the team comps here, I mean, the Aatrox is the big question mark, right? We don't know a lot about Aatrox except for the fact that he can be situationally super dominant in lane.
Very aggressive there from Love Crybo, actually igniting down onto Zyra, just auto-attacking away there. I mean, Zyra's a very squishy champion, kind of like Sona, and Love Crybo, sorry, using that ignite aggressively there to try and do a little bit of extra damage there. Of course, Exhaust is the spell there for Zyra, but look at that already, just kind of zoning them out here. Not a whole lot that IG want to do down there in the bottom lane against that Sona, and Sona's very, very scary with Ignite, so I'm not too surprised. But once, of course, now that that's worn off and they get some health back, could be a little easy here. The gank coming in, but instant movement out there with the Aatrox Q.
I mean, Aatrox Q, very similar to kind of a mini Malphite ultimate.
Love Crybo, so aggressive
super strong
again.
Disengage.
And now looks like Dragon going to go back in Kitty, and maybe a little too far forward, but the Deadly Venom could be enough. The potion ticking away there to try and get it out, and Xiao forced to flash there as IG's bottom lane has no health to speak of whatsoever. IG barely have any of their own as well, but Sona just able to tick off the Deadly Venom there with a health potion, and now YG gonna push in the bottom turret here as fast as they can, but lots and lots of aggression in that 2v2 down bot.
Yeah, just so much action there. Sona staying in lane, so YG big winners in that trade, forcing Invictus Gaming out of lane.
Gonna be able to push in towards that turret as well. Xiao's actually stayed here on that Zyra just to try and get something done here. Dragon moving pretty aggressively past the turret. In fact, they're maybe going to look for a kill down the bottom there. Looks like they are going to move in there. Dragon looks for the Condemn. He finds it, but Kid, that vision almost enough there, but that is going to be the trade. And unfortunately, that Condemn kind of put him a little too far forward. Illusion rotating down there as well to pick up that Sona. And maybe some over-aggression there as top lane PDD with a nice taunt there onto Otto. Going to maybe try and do some damage in here to this Aatrox, but moving back and forth, they're getting health as he goes. The Ignite though enough. There's a Q up coming out from the Aatrox, and it's almost enough to prop the blood well, but not quite there. I guess Aatrox with that passive, feeling like he can maybe get in more aggressively, but PDD very, very close to picking him off there.
And worth noting that blood well, kind of like Guardian Angel, you know, another rebirth passive, much like other champions in the league have, but only a 3-minute 45 cooldown on that ability. It's always up sooner than you might expect if you don't time it.
Yeah, and PDD would have liked to get that out of the way, maybe call for some jungle pressure and could possibly get the kill here instead. Eve's going to rotate up now as well. PDD going to find the taunt there onto Otto, so good moves there. Illusion going to move through, Q's out of the way, but the red buff could be enough there. Flash forward there from Illusion, they will get the blood well, and PDD not going to have Shadow Dash back up, but they can go in, no flash left available, and there's the kill for Illusion. Very, very nice gank there from the jungle.
Absolutely, getting through the passive and killing him. Smart play from Invictus Gaming.
And that's one of the things with Evelynn is that, you know, her ganks pre-6 aren't great, but she can put a lot of pressure out if people are overextended, so you really have to time your pressure properly. I mean, generally if a jungler that's true, I think that's even more important on a champion like Even. Illusion has chosen to aggressively pressure these lanes here, and he's been very handily rewarded as a result.
And the question for Sizz is can we see lane pressure coming out from that Zac jungle pick? You know, we've seen so much 1v2 and 1v1 Zac, but jungle Zac has been very sparingly used in the LPL.
And kind of for good reason. I mean, he just kind of fits into the top lane situation, whether or not he's 1v1 splitting a lane or whether he's 1v2, also splitting a lane. It just seems like Zac, especially because he likes to have items, kind of suits laning a bit better, but of course, available in the jungle here, has those great ganks with Elastic Slingshot, but...
Yeah, Meteos has led the way in the NALCS, so he definitely has the potential to be a feared ganker, but a lot of catching up to do from this 2-0-0 Evelyn.
Yeah, Illusion really getting some work done early here. I mean, actually behind in levels against Sizz, which is kind of interesting. So the jungling working out there for Zac, but Illusion going to rotate down towards the bottom again here, as we can see a wrapper and gank coming through. And this Bubedu's kid's actually invisible as well. You know, to Love Cryby, a good slow coming through. The red buff down for Evelyn, and Love Cryby completely caught out of position there. Very nice pressure once again from Evelyn. That's pretty much 3 for 3 on ganks, I believe. Oh, now Dragon in trouble. So Lysandra's ultimate in there. That's a good roam down forward. Illusion's going to get yet another kill there. Yanso coming in as well. But I think Ara's going to pop over the top. Lysandra again. Yanso trying to find it, but Peter is already down there. He ulted there to save a very, very low Zatai, I believe. And a nice movement there from Ara to try and escape it. But really smart play there from IG to catch it off. And now they're going to attempt Dragon here very, very early as we tick up towards the 7-minute mark. This is very aggressive, but looks like they are going to be able to trade tank this. And really, really nice play here from IG. And the one thing that I think I can say after seeing IG for quite a number of months, I think almost a year at this point, is that when they are aggressive, they are playing the game that they want to be playing.
Absolutely. This game's been played on their terms, and their map movement has been super, super important and just much stronger than it's been in previous games here. They're the ones running the game. They're the ones bossing YG around, and they'll be very confident with this start. I mean, Zyra's actually one of the best champions to pick up Dragon with early, just because you can put down those plants, which will tank the Dragon damage. So... looking good here in Victus Gaming. It's been a while since we've been able to say that.
It really has, hasn't it? But, I mean, PDD's great. Global pressure there coming through. Zatai, I mean, Lysandra for a second game in a row looks absolutely incredible when she roams here. And PDD really busting around Otto here in the top line. That's the second taunt. Just nothing Aatrox can do here. And Shen happily wailing for it. Going for the Ignite. Going to maybe get deep. The Q juked in there as well. PDD not quite getting the kill, but down the bottom lane. Illusion's in here as well. Doesn't even have ultimate yet, and Evelyn's just ganking relentlessly here. But what I can say is that Illusion, for all his aggression, definitely expected this item that he's got now, but he had it so fast. We've already got Spirit of the Elder as a finish at 7 minutes.
And look at this map movement here, Pastry Time. Sad days for YG's belt.
Illusion again coming through. Now's the tie in there. It's all a good condemn, but Kids there going to pick up the kill, going for the dive one more time, and Love Krogger gets blown up there as Illusion collects yet another kill. Now 4-0-3 here in this game, and IG looking so good. Yanso looking to maybe pick up a triple. There's one. Very nice Spirit Rush with the Orb of Deception coming out. And Yanso, he's only got one. He wants more if he can get it, but he needs to land a couple more spells. A good slow there from Twitch. Shasha going to take a big chunk of poke. In fact, IG looking to maybe turn it around now and do a bit of outplaying, but everybody else backs away. So Ty there actually, I think, had ultimate, has it now, so could have maybe stasis himself up there and got out of that one, but maybe didn't have it there, as Sizz going to say hi as Zac, maybe try and pick somebody off, but instead a little bit of pressure down the bottom lane for this turret. A nice run from Yanso, but that needs to happen a few more times, I think, for Young Glory.
I just noticed here, Pastry Time, we kind of spoke out of turn when we were talking about PDD on that passive tanky top lane, as we have double Dorans and a longsword coming out from PDD here. He wants to boss around and actually win the lane straight up against this Aatrox.
He's even going to one better. He actually has triple Dorans. He's got a Doran shield as well, so PDD is really looking at outlane here. I was wondering how he was out trading so effectively, but I guess that answers my question, doesn't it?
And that's why he can just liberally use the taunt aggressively, because of course taunt reduces physical damage taken for 3 seconds by 50% with the ninja tabby as well. And now he has the red buff as well, Pastry Time. Every time he lands the taunt, Otto's really going to feel it.
And he has been as well. Again, trying to queue away here. Red buff for PDD. Just so annoying, and Otto just does not want to be here in this lane. You know, you kind of pick Aatrox, you're like, yeah, you know, just going to get my passive farm going, lifesteal away, have a happy, fun farm time in the top lane. Not on PDD's terms, Papa Smithy. If there is ever an aggressive top lane, I think PDD certainly carrying the flag.
And winning lane straight up against Shen is such a scary prospect, because if that stays true,
oh man, ultimate down the bottom lane. Shasha, we're going to go in, a good condemn. The Illusion's coming in, rides in on the Stand United as well, and Kid ambushing through there. Love Cryboy in trouble. He's going to get popped there as Illusion picks up yet another kill. And there it is down the bottom. PDD flashing forward to pick that one up. And man, IG all over this map right now.
And I don't think there's a way to come back here, Pastry Time, which is a big call, right? But the reason why I say that is 504 Evelyn. And the Shen here, they have the submarine option with Kid initiating. They also have the initiator from the side with Evelyn with that Shen ultimate as well. They have two choices, two amazing choices for Shen. Looking so dominant here on Invictus Gaming.
I don't quite know how mechanically it works either, but they could even ride Lissandra in potentially as well, which would be kind of cute. I don't know if that one works though, but you're right, there's plenty of options here for IG. They're using them well so far. That's twice now as Kid here. Gonna get Let's bounced upon a good ult though. You have to get completely blown up there, but Lissandra getting charmed, and beautiful play there from Ari, and nice response there from YG to clean that kill up. Thankfully though, damage control there as Kid and Shasha both get out. I mean, it's not the best news for IG that they got picked off, and Young Gloria is certainly happy with that, but only one person dying there in that situation, given how far forward they were, cannot be too bad.
Absolutely, and look, it's only a 3.2k gold lead, so maybe I've talked out of turn. I love the options IG have. I think the Twitch is very safe, but we're only 11 minutes into the game here.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is what's happening here is that IG have plenty of kills, but they haven't really converted into that many objectives, you know. I mean, if this was maybe OMG, we'd see 10 kills and maybe 15 towers down or something obscene like that, you know. They're a team that really knows how to hammer those objectives. IG have been using their globals well and pressuring lanes to get kills, but they haven't quite been able to get the turrets or the dragons that they want. I mean, they got the first dragon, so credit there, and they've gotten one turret, but I think maybe they'd want one more at least, given how well they've been doing with all the pressure.
I think it's a very astute point, Pastry Time. Most teams in this meta, if they're 7 kills up, you'd expect them to be 2 to 3 turrets in the advantage, you know, not just equal.
3-man gank in the top lane, good crescendo there into PDD. He's not getting out of that one. And PDD, he tried there a good taunt away from Aatrox to dodge the Zac E as well, but Love Cryboy, sorry, in the end, too good there in the top lane with that nice long-range Sonar ultimate. Gets it, but now Dragon could be in trouble as well. The Sonar's coming through. There's a tie there with the slow as the Ice Shard comes through, and a very easy cleanup there. This Eve with Oracles had it very early, by the way. Illusion's getting very aggressive with all these ganks, but top lane, that tower goes down there for YG. They actually get themselves ahead in the turret score, which is quite interesting, and Kid's down the bottom trying to push where I can, but that turret's already gone. They really want to be somewhere else like mid, and Aatrox isn't stopping the push in the top lane either.
Yeah, it's probably the best case scenario of any team so far in this LPL split when it comes to being 7 kills down, just because they have not been punished in terms of objectives.
Looks like Dragon though could get picked up for IG, and that would be good for them. They took the first one very early, going to take this next one right after it spawns here as well. And that should be a pretty comfortable 2-man here. Zari going to come in with some plants. Kid going to throw some damage in as well. There's Expunge to clean that one up. And Illusion again with that aggressive oracles. I mean, Evelyn has been creating space for her team here, and IG have had some great movement and a lot of kills as a result, but they really need to start getting some other pressure going here, because if YG can stall this game through the mid game and farm up, they're going to feel very comfortable in a 5v5 team fight, which should not be the case here in this game, given the advantage IG currently have on the board.
Agreed, and it feels like Shen, I mean, he's just going full DPS, so we're seeing here, we're going for the Blade the Ruin King next. He's not going to be tanky based on. He should be able to 1v1 and beat his lane opponent, which might be enough. That's, you know, a part-time that we've always said is this critical thing for Shen, is when he can 1v1 his opponent very well. But he's not going to be the tanky team fighter, is he?
No, and I don't mind that so much, as long as they use the other 4 members to pressure effectively. I mean, if there was mid-tower Gown, I would love what PDD was doing, absolutely, because he could just sit in the top lane, no one could touch him 1v1. He could probably get out of a 2v1 if that happened, and you've got plenty of movement for IG to move through. I think what they want to do is set up for this mid-turret, and then look at their options from there.
Agreed, but I mean, no Sunfire Cape, no form of magic resist here. If a team fight goes wrong and he shows up midway through it, he could explode. Kid
there, very sneaky there with the ambush, manages to balk up Ari, who is forced to use the ultimate there to get out of the way. I mean, it's a tie down the bottom lane, pushing down those waves as well. But I mean, I think IG's biggest problem actually with their comp is that they don't really have a lot of siege power.
No, you're correct there. I mean, without activating that Twitch ultimate, they don't have the extreme range. They do have the ranged auto attack of the Sandra as well, but it's definitely not a Caitlyn Nunu comp in terms of sieging strength.
No, and I mean, if PDD can keep doing work here in the top end, Zatai actually looking for a dive as well. This is exactly what IG need to do. Take out this mid turret here. No one here from YG really to defend it. Would happily dive Love Cryboy just on his own. And now I think IG much happy with the situation that's going on. I mean, PDD at this point, if he wants to sit top lane and just keep 1v1ing auto, fine. He can go ahead and do that. He'll eventually get movement in the top lane. The good thing, though, is exactly this. Sizz now at his red buff, getting completely caught out in his own jungle. He will pick it up, though, I think, when the damage going to come through. Lissandra looking for it as Kandang comes through there for Dragon. Illusion kind of going to force to back away a little there. No, ultimate used already for Evelyn to try and pick up that Zac, but Sizz very tanky already on this Zac with that Giant's Belt plus that Spirit of the Ancient Golem already already finished, so he's able to walk away from that one. But this is really the time where IG need to be like, okay, we've got a lead, we've created the space we need to, let's continue doing what we're doing and pressure well.
And just for notes there, it was a red buff steal coming out from Illusion.
Well, nice as well. Always good to add an extra buff to the tally, and Illusion will be happy with a bit of extra gold and experience there. So Tai here, you can see, doing a little bit of jungling of his own. Happily as blue buff Lissandra, very, very spammable on those abilities. And it looks like Aegis is going to be coming here out for Illusion as the next item. Got almost all the bits of it, which I think I like here, as Kid potentially getting ambushed also, but able to actually walk out of the all the way with the ability of the same name. But here comes Crescendo, stands United down the bottom as well. Could be a 2v2. Aggressive flash forward there. Good taunt from PDD. Kid trying to pick him off from long range. Dragon there activates the barrier. Flash forward there as well from Vayne. Love Crybot trying to get out of him. PDD doing so much damage. Here comes Xiao Xiao. Scissor going to pick it up as the Stranglethorns come through. Love Crybot though in trouble there as PDD picks up the double kill and Blade of the Ruin King Shen. Now Xiao Xiao going to try and make it happen. Pops the Oracles there on Sizz. Wants to see if they can catch him. Illusion here's onto Yanto. Going to try and slow him down with the red buff, and Lissandra going to look to chase in as well. In fact, 1v1 he could potentially come out. Lissandra, good timing, great flash slow from Yanto, but a good timed ult there to ignite enough to pick it up there onto Evelyn. And very nice play from both of them there to almost outplay each other, but Lissandra just enough there to make sure that kill happened. And of course a nice trade in there as well. Sizzo down the bottom, feels the rump of PDD. This man never stops when he is on a mission. The Bloblet's now going to get taken out as well. He will take up the turret if he needs to, but here comes Dragon. That's bad news. The turret here, beautiful aggro change there for Xiao Xiao. And Dragon going to try and chase it down, condemn him to the wall. A grasping root story coming out. And Xiao Xiao's trying to get everybody out of the way. And I think going to sacrifice the life here. Aatrox rotating down as well for a bit of the slow, and that's going to be a dead Zyra. The passive will come out, maybe just poke a little there, actually misses everybody, but PDD gets out there, preserves his kill score, does not get the shutdown, and lots of action here on the map. But I think IG is still comfortably, PDD, never mind, gets caught by Aatrox in the tri-bush.
A very aggressive backport there from PDD, pays for it, and definitely some big gold coming onto the YG side. The shutdown was huge for Ari on Evelyn. That trade kill way in the advantage of YG.
That's true, actually. I've forgotten that Illusion had a very good start to this game, and that's a lot of good gold on Yanto. And Yanto, I have to say, been playing spectacularly so far on this Ari. Really just doing some crazy, crazy things with those Spirit Rushes. And that's a champion, honestly, that if you're playing against somebody like Twitch, you want to have farm on, because you need to be trying to blow up Kid as soon as you possibly can. Speaking of, in the top lane, Kid going to work on this turret. Almost gets it done there. In fact, I think just Dragon is like, yeah, I can probably do this. Pretty happy to 1v1 this main final hour, though. Bork's activated as well. Kid, maybe not. Actually, the pink ward thrown down there as well. That's kind of funny. You almost expect that against Twitch, but wanted to reveal off that tumble to try and outplay there, but instead just feeds Dragon at one extra CS as that ward goes down a little too close to turret range. And I guess Vayne versus Twitch, you really don't want to 1v1 a Blade of the Ruin King Vayne, although the rest of IG rotating here. Looks like they're not going to be able to pick that up. Should get the turret here in the top lane. But they've got to make sure the mini wave gets taken out there as well. And looks like Zatai's
just super interested here, Beishisan, because both Illusion and PDD doing super well here as we see Sizz try and get the pick on Evelyn. But you would expect, if a Shen is snowballing and Evelyn is snowballing, you'd expect a damage snowball build coming out of Evelyn and a tanky snowball build coming out of Shen. We've got the opposite here as we see the Aegis is the snowball choice coming out of Illusion. Not the double burning build here, just the single burning build.
And Illusion now going to get blown up here. The Stands United coming through. But good taunt they coming through. Illusion maybe get out here. Good balk there from Kid. And make sure Aatrox enters the Blood Bell. Sizz now chased away. And that's going to be damage coming on to Aatrox. Goodbye, my friend. As PDD picks up that kill. Illusion killed down towards the bottom lane as Dragon gets that one. PDD can't quite taunt in time for Sizz either. It's going to be forced to back away here as everyone else from YG is grouping up. PDD looking very aggressive here. Pinging onto that Vayne. Knowing that Dragon's rotating around the side here. Want to try and pick that up.
To me, though, pastry time, Evelyn synergizes much better with damage than Shen does. I just feel like the gold spent in a different way would have been more advantageous.
Maybe Dragon heat down the bottom lane could be in trouble, but invisible there for a split second through tumble. Now Ari's coming in, Sizz in there as well. That's good cleanup there, and Yanto completely threw everybody there, but Lissandra looking for the ult, gonna try and blow it up at the time. Nothing else to do. They caught between the team, manages to get the kill before going down. But Kid and Zatai both down here. PDD gonna run away with his life just about here. I mean, IG, I have to say, I think a little too reckless with their pressure here. They kind of stopped doing good things, it almost felt like. They got the mid tower, they were like, okay, we've got map control, and all of a sudden YG just started grouping and actually winning a couple of fights here.
Well, see, the strong issue here is that Shen is the only true frontliner on the IG side, and he's built in a way to 1v1 Aatrox, which is fine, but he has no answer for the free hitting from Vayne, and that's kind of the big issue here for Invictus Gaming.
Yeah, I mean, we mentioned it before, Shen's going to probably want to do the split push here, totally fine with the build he's got as well. Will likely push even a bit faster with the DPS build, but I guess the question is, depending on who you leave there, or even if you leave no one, is the 4v4 with the rest of them strong enough here? And I think maybe that's why Illusion wanted to build Aegis. It's because it's like, well, I have my Spirit of the Elder Lizard, that's nice, but, you know, I'm expecting to be 4v4ing most of the time with PDD up in the top lane split pushing, and for now, at least, YG have won the last few skirmishes here, so it's really, can they just do the 1-4 split? Can they put PDD in the top and put everybody else in another lane, probably the bottom lane, and try and get some work done here? Because right now, IG, despite their great start and a decent gold lead still here in this game, looking a little scattered here in the mid game, I have to say.
Yeah, for a 3k gold lead, you'd expect significant turrets down. You know, for the advantage they've had, you expect them to be in the ascendancy here, but 2 skirmish losses in a row, it's hard to place where the team fight will pan out.
Runic's up for Illusion now as well, so that's a nice little item as well if they're going to be looking for the 4v4s. PDD roaming back towards the jungle here. I mean, Aatrox with his Blade of the Ruin King of his own now. I don't think Shen's having trouble here. His Dragon certainly in trouble here. Good Agony's embracing there as well. The spray and pray coming through. Flash forward there, and plenty of damage coming out from that Twitch. That was a very nice pick from IG.
It looks like they'll try and pick up this inner turret here as the Sun tries to respond.
I mean, people are moving down here. PDD's got his ultimate, so Tai going to get forward. This is going to be the tier 2. Exactly what IG want. Get a key kill there onto Vayne, and then keep the push going. In fact, Cizzy going to come in. Shasha going to be the target here. Aatrox coming through, but a stanch United use a great Lissandra ult into the Vayne as well. Now Illusion round the side coming through as people dance there as Sona throws out Crescendo. The answer in the back there as well, but the Tai chasing through there. PDD aggressive as well as the Q's just going to miss, but there's a great flash double taunt there. The grasping roots out there onto Yansura as well. And a 3-for-1 there as PDD picks up a triple kill for himself. And of course I meant Zyra ultimate, not Vayne ult from before. That was a cute combo, by the way. Using Lissandra's ult to keep him in place and knocking up a Stranglethorn's Dragon could be in trouble though. The damage coming in though. Eve does go down there, but they managed to pick one off. Now the rest of IG going to chase down Sid. He explodes in the blob. It's PDD's very low. Actually gets shut down by Zac as a result. And the blob's in maybe a little too strong, but Zatai does pick it up there. Oh, dies. Too many turret hits there for IG. And 3-for-5 actually the trade overall. I don't know if they want to go from 3-1 to 3-5, but IG, they're very aggressively chasing those kills under tower.
Yeah, they got the kills, but importantly, the big objective of the inhibitor turret stays up, stays healthy. YG will take it.
And really, IG are just a little too aggressive, it feels like, in some of these spots. I mean, yeah, you can tower dive and you can get some kills here and there, but at the end of the day, they'd much rather just take the 3 kills they got and then pressure that inhibitor turret. Instead, looking to dive. I mean, diving a champion like Zac just never ever feels like a good idea.
I really like where PDD's taken the build here. He's got the Randuins here. With the Blade of the Ruin King Randuins combo, being able to slow down that attack speed just means that Otto, I think, has no chance to 1v1.
And poor Xiao completely exploded there by Otto and Yancer. Illusion actually going to look to maybe get the counter kill there, slowing under turret, trying to make it happen. Kid comes out of ambush, activates spray and pray, condemned into the wall. PDD very aggressive, trying to get into Dragon, but Sis with a great knock up there, and so much damage from Vayne still as the Tai now trying to make the difference happen. Yancer getting trapped in there, but Illusion very low, does pick it up, but cost him his own life as a result. Kid now coming in as well. Sis again looking for more knock-ups. Switch here very aggressively, chasing after that Zac, and will pick it up as well. Now Love Crowbar could be in trouble. The ambush for a bit of extra movement speed. The E coming through for Lissandra, and Love Crowbar is forced to flash out of the way there as IG going to pressure this mid-tier 2, it seems like.
And YG are trying to make the moves, but they're being punished for it. IG have played very smartly here. Importantly, Kid living through these engagements. This game still just balanced on a knife edge.
It really is here. And I mean, I have to say, given how this game started, I'm impressed that YG are in it as much as they are, but IG are still gaining ground here in this game. Kid again, very aggressive under Love Cryboy. Crescendo, I don't think it's going to be enough with Expunge. You used it, but you didn't die. Oh, Love Cryboy must have lived on very little health there. I think it's still a W.
The last heal down to live there, basically.
Yep, that one little Sona heal was enough. And that Crescendo, funnily enough, bought enough time for that cooldown to come back up, I bet. And now Shasha going to clear out some wards here with Oracles. IG maybe going to look at Baron here. They've certainly got the map control to try and take it out, and they would really do well with something like Baron, but as always, you have to be careful here.
Super interesting pickup here. A Hex Drinker comes out of Dragon here. Obviously, you can see against the double AP coming from IG, I can see the strength there, and I guess he feels like if the shield ever pops, he has the lifesteal to keep fighting on low health with that magic resist shield, but definitely unorthodox.
Yeah, not something we barely see, if ever, on a straight-up AD carry. Usually want something with a little more oomph that does a little bit more damage, but instead, Dragon here, a little bit concerned for all the burst potential. Going to pick up that
an extra mid-game item like that, if they win a fight because of it, I mean, it doesn't set its build back so far, but they kind of want to fight soon with that fresh shop, otherwise you'll start to be outscaled by a more traditional build coming out of Kid.
Yeah, I mean, Kid here, working on that last switch, but has a spare Negatron Cloak for a future Quicksilver Sash you have to think of. There could be a Banshees as well, but going to be having the last switch very soon here with both Blade of the Ruin King and Phantom Dancer finished up, and that's nice there. The triple damage items, always a strong point for an AD carry. It's really when, I think you start the peak of your power as an AD when you pick up those 3 items, and Vayne, as you can see, Zeal, Blade of the Ruin King is basically it for damage items with another mid-game choice, as you noted, of Hex Drinker. So we'll see what YG have in store here. They've clearly got something they want to be doing, but I don't know, it's pretty tense here in this game. Both teams with Oracles clearing out Vision. Obviously Baron is a big deal as Dragon gets taken out there by IG. The turret advantage is still here for IG. The gold advantage is definitely still in their favor as well. And looks like with some ambush going on, they might try and set up again, but Kid thinks better of it this time. In fact, Shashai caught off. They good flash there out from the crescendo, and that's going to save Zara's life. Well, Dragon, they're going to get all into Kid very low there, taking a little bit too much damage, but Stand United comes through. Lysandra with a good double snare. Yanso going in as well. They do pop the Twitch, but Dragon's already down as well. That's a dead Zac as well, as P2D picks up that kill. Now Aatrox coming through there, as Shashai picks up Yanso. Actually, Zara picking up the AD carry. The Bloodwell activated there, but that's not going to get Aatrox out of any trouble whatsoever. And a 4-for-1 trade there in favor of IG. Probably going to be the Baron here as well as a result. I mean, trading AD carries always looks a little funny, but IG well and truly on top of the rest of that team fight.
Yeah, and after losing a couple of skirmishes, PDD went back, built his tank item, and now they're looking very, very comfortable in Invictus Gaming. It's been a tug of war here, but Invictus Gaming, with this Baron, may pull out too far ahead.
I wonder if they're going to wait 7 seconds for Kid to spawn as well. They may want to give him the buff if they can. In fact, they're going to have time anyway, as they don't have too much damage, especially without him. But really, Sona, the only one that can contest at all, and all 5 members of Invictus Gaming get the Baron buff as a result. And now
the Hex Drinker, you know, they might be struggling with that pickup pastry time. A lot of the changes in Season 3 were to make AD carry items less oomph for the pick. You know, they were always very expensive items, but you used to get additional benefits from picking up the recipe than just the old passives and core stats that you get from those items. And so they wanted to make mid-tier items a choice just because you paid less money. They didn't have the amazing late-game upgrades, but you got that premium for picking them up early. AD carries, they don't go for mid-game items just because they scale so well with all the different stats from the high-tier items. Now Vayne is going to be smarting here. 1,400 gold on this mid-game item, and they actually lost the subsequent fight after that pickup.
Yeah, and I think I did expect this to come out here from P2D. I spotted a Phage in his inventory. P2D, he only buys 1 tank item, Papa Smithy. He now has a Trinity Force in his possession.
Yeah, he's been watching Darian pastry time. He was famous for his Sunfire Cape Trinity Force builds, and although that was many a day ago...
Oh, illusion. Face checking the wrong brush. It's a very, very dead Eve there. And Evelyn, Invisible thinks she's safe. Not that time with an Oracle there on Sona. And even if it was the case, Evelyn did not want to walk into that spot. And unfortunately for Illusion, that's exactly what happened.
It buys them some time. It buys them some time to, that's about 40 to 50 seconds till IG can group his 5 once again. So that burns down Baron time.
P2D down the bottom lane here, setting a trap for Vayne, but Dragon does not bite. And the rest of YG kind of defensively backing here. I think realizing that some of IG are off the map. Don't want to get too aggressive here. Just trying to defend. Their mini waves are pushing in. They don't have Baron right now. And even though it's, 5v4 if they want to force something, I think they're happy just to push out their waves and then continue on from there. As long as they're wasting IG's time, as you said, they're kind of happy with what's going on. Just looking through the items now. Again, we've got Zon who's finished up. Abyssal there as well. Haunting Guys plus need to see Large Rod up for Lysandra. Twitch with that nice trio of items, as Bork, Phantom Dancer, and Last Whisper all finished up. Zon is up there as well with Abyssal for Ari as well. I mean, everyone's doing fairly well in terms of items here. In fact, down the bottom, P2D gonna get Bork. There has to force the flash out of the way, but it's not quite enough. There still has his flash out as his Shadow Dash out of the way, but Dragon, even with Final Hour on, can't quite chase that Shen.
And I mean, Vayne needs to farm an extra 1,400 gold.
Oh, Illusion down the bottom. The submarine player going to try and move in for it. Agony's embrace you, so Lissandra over the top as IG. Very, very aggressive there behind that tier 2. Love Cryboy getting 1v1 by PDD. Sona is not the person you want to send again. And looks like Kid going to get that tier 2 turret as well. Just a little bit of creative proxying there. Now aggression moving against the tie. We're going to try and pick somebody off there. Maybe wants Dragon. Finds the ult there. Good damage coming through as well. A nice Sonny's as well to kind of dodge it. And Sizz gets knocked off by Stranglethorns. IG now moving aggressively in. A good taunt in there for Shen as well. Now the Bloblets as Zaki explodes, but he will go down here as well. And Invictus Gaming can likely move in for an inhibitor turret. PDD looking so aggressive. Just wants to kill everybody he possibly can. But really nice play there from Zatai to kind of find the initiation once again with Lissandra. And it almost feels like, Papa Smithy, we're seeing a very different Lissandra today than we did yesterday.
Yeah, and I really like the items here. The penetration and the tanky stats coming out of the Zhonya's and the Abyssal here. Not a purchase put on just the Death Cap or sheer AP.
Nice Sonya from Yanso, but it's not enough there. His Kid's going to pick that one up. Blade of the Ruin King there on Otto. Going to pick him up as well as his Hex Drinker pops. Maybe spoke too soon, a little too techy for that one. PDD just going in. I mean, really, it's magic to watch. You said it, Papa Smithy. When PDD is doing well, his team looks so good. And right now, he is absolutely riding his own wave. He's got too many items for a Shen here. An Illusion maybe caught the crossfire there, gets picked up by Dragon. Otto going to come in there as well as Kid's going to try and do the damage. Gets shut down though as Vayne. Going to collect a second kill there. And YG defend their base from another extended IG, but even at this point, a Xiao is probably going to go down here as well. Aatrot's still going to chase in there. Oh, juke back and forth. There we go. The E finds it there. And Otto picks up the kill into Xiao. I mean, even though IG are taking some losses here, they're still well and truly far ahead in this game.
Absolutely. 11k gold lead, 4 turrets, the Baron buff, and of course that inhibitor down now. IG can always wait in base and pick up gold. It suits Dragon though. The point I was trying to make is he spent 1,875 gold on mid-tier items here. 1,400 gold for the Hex Drinker. I mean, 475 gold on the Home Guard boots. It's just so much gold to set behind your items, and that's why you don't see AD carries pick up these mid-tier items, just because they need the Phantom Dancer to give them the critical chance and the attack speed. They need the Last Whisper to put out damage. These piecemeal mid-game items just set AD carries too far behind.
Well, we've got Blade of the Ruin King Phantom Dancer up now for Vayne, but what do you think of the latest pickup here for Dragon? Actually has a chain vest now. Clearly,
I imagine maybe the Guardian Angel's coming out here just for a little bit more tankability. I mean, we look down in terms of armor, the Randuins. I mean, Vayne is going to take so many hits on that Shen to pick him up. Not really any armor on the other 4 targets, so I guess she just does not want to be moving on to that Shen.
Oh, and I spot a recurve bow in Kid's inventory. We could be seeing the Runan's Hurricane once again. There is 2-man Dragon from IG. Gonna pick that one up themselves. Just really padding a massive gold lead already. We're approaching 12,000 gold ahead now as well for IG. And I mean, really, Papa, if they can't win this game, I don't know what they're gonna think about their chances here in the LPL. But looking really good here. Started strong. Had a little bit of a stutter in the mid game, but now as we kind of move in towards what looks like the end of this game, IG looking very strong once again here, and all they really have to do is just find one final fight to force, and that should be curtains here for YG.
So, Pastry Time, do you think that Runan's Hurricane is kind of analogous to the Zhonya's coming out of Zac players in Korea? You know, obviously they love the Zhonya's on Zac to get those poses when you go into stasis. Maybe it's just kind of a similar thing, a flavor choice that really makes Twitch just do some crazy things in team fights.
I think so, but I guess I'd like to wait to see a couple more games and see if it keeps happening, because I mean, I know IG are really far ahead. I don't know. I'm not sure, I guess. I mean, I don't know if Kid's just being cocky.
I guess you're waiting to see if you see a very even game with a Twitch going with Hurricane second or third item.
I mean, it's weird though, because it almost feels like you have to build it as a snowball item. But I mean, it does. We saw it last game. It does ridiculous things when you're ahead on Twitch. I mean, maybe it's just something. It's almost like Sword of the Occult, right? That you get the advantage of building after your first 3 items and not as your first item. Kind of like
Sword of the Occult, you say, Pastry Time.
Yeah.
I don't know about Sword of the Occult.
Well, we've seen it already. Seen it once before.
That was a rush. That was a straight up rushed Sword of the Occult.
Yeah, I don't think 4th item Sword of the Occult makes sense, no, but in the sense that I'm snowballing, this item cements my snowball, I'm going to build Runan's Hurricane. That's almost what it feels like to me. Oh, Illusion
IG.
getting a ride in here against Shirelius. Rovi Crescendo coming through as well. PDD gonna get a ride in there. Damage coming through as Auto initiates as well, but a good Stranglethorns there to tie in there as well. Doubles on is there for the APs, but Twitch there in a perfect spot to blow up the front line. So Ty gonna get popped in there as well. But a 3-for-1 trade. Very happy days there for IG, and Kid getting very aggressive with his flash. Gonna pick up Dragon. Cleanses out of the condemned stun as well, but it doesn't even matter as he already picks up the kill. And Love Cryboy has a lot of work to do here on Sona, but I think IG don't even want another inhibitor. Gonna happily run here and finish off the turrets, and that should be the next as well, and the game for IG.
Invictus Gaming here finally get their 6th game win on the board. They stay above 50% win rate, and crucially for them, PDD looks great. They win another game.
Yeah, I mean, that may be the secret here for Invictus Gaming, is once PDD gets going, it really doesn't stop, and that was classic. He was on form. He's a Youmuu's Ghostblade, by the way. I mean, I think that one I can definitely say is a style choice more than a real item.
I'm going to hold you to that, Pastry Time. Youmuu's Ghostblade not core on that top Shen?
I don't think so. I mean, but even the 2 items he did build that were obviously very aggressive definitely suits a player like PDD and show that he did have quite the game there on Shen with triple Doran's items into just bullying his opponent around. So a dominating performance there from IG, and it feels like it's been a while since we get to say that, but very, very nice showing there up against YG. They're going to have to keep that form up and really return back to the team that we know they can be here in the LPL if they're going to continue and finish strong here in the LPL Summer. Of course, if you'd like to rewatch this game or catch any of the other games here of our coverage, you can head over to youtube.com/lolchampseries and relive all your favorite moments, even maybe check out that Sword of the Occult that we mentioned as well, which you can, of course, find there in the archives as well. We'll be back here. Week 4, Day 2 of the Tencent LPL Summer is halfway through now. We'll be back with Game 3 in just a moment.